Brady is usually so good at answering questions and dismissing any notion of any dysfunction, any miscommunication, any behind-the-scenes anger. He's usually so good at this. But in this moment, he clearly is caught in the question. He's clearly caught by the basis of this because, first of all, the reporter kind of asks something a little different, and then Brady goes, "What's the question?" So he's already on the defensive. And then secondly, basically the reporter says, "Is there any truth to this story?" And Brady just kind of is like, "No, I don't have any idea," which is a kind of a weird answer. It's not a very direct answer about this. I don't have any idea. I have no idea. Anybody can write anything. Because he looks really uncomfortable. He looks really uncomfortable. And also, does it strike anybody that this is a crazy notion that Brady would meet with his guys without the coaches around and make tweaks? Probably in Brady's brain, he's like, hey, I get the best out of these guys when it's just me. When there's no coaches around, no oversight. It's just players and players. Because these teammates, they've all said they love playing with Brady. Every single one of them has always loved playing with Brady. So I'm sure in his mind, it's like, this is how I get the best out of him. This is where the truth comes out. There's no coaches. Nobody's worried about their job in this meeting. They're just worried about getting on the same page. And I learn from you and you learn from me and we make tweaks. But also, this is the exact story that happened at the end of last year. Remember, it was that Brady was annoyed that he and Byron Leftwich would make tweaks to the game plan, would develop the game plan, and Bruce Arians would come in at the end of the week and redline things. Remember this? The end of last season, there's friction between Brady and Bruce Arians because Brady and Leftwich designed the offense privately, and then Arians at the end of the week, who's been kind of disconnected, goes, no, we're not doing this, we're not doing that. This could easily be Brady trying to avoid that scenario where you develop a game plan that at the end, a coach like Bowles or Leftwich comes in and says, nah, scratch that, where Brady's trying to implement the game plan he wants at the very end of the week so that there's no time for the coaches, in his mind, to mess it up. So there's a lot of stuff that feels very logical here about why Brady would do this, and his reaction suggests he was really caught in a weird spot. And he didn't really explain anything. He just said, anybody can do anything, anybody can write anything. This ain't some anonymous blogger. This is not some dude tweeting this. Oh, I heard from a source. I mean, Michael Silver was a senior writer for Sports Illustrated for like 25 years and is pretty damn connected. Then worked for NFL Media, the league's media arm. I mean, you're telling me that he's making stuff up? There's a moment in this where the reporter is asking a question. He's trying to kind of get through the first part of the question. And Brady, his eyes go real wide, and he kind of like bows his neck and then looks down to the reporter. And it almost looked as though he was trying to kind of like compose himself and that this was some type of either subconscious reaction physically or was going to really get angry and had to almost exhale and focus. It was a very weird moment. I actually screenshotted this and then tweeted it out last night that this is angry Tom Brady shooting goji berries out of his eyes. But it really did look like he was really upset by this and then had to kind of compose himself and just dismiss it. Was he mad at it because it was completely fabricated? Or was he mad at it because it came out? Also, in defense of Tom Brady, do you trust these coaches? I mean, the problem with the Bucs has looked like coaching for quite a bit of the season. So, would you trust Todd Bowles not to mess something up or Byron Leftwich's game plan to be perfect? That doesn't seem right either. So, there's been something wrong with the Bucs all season long. There was something wrong with the Bucs at the end of last season. Brady v. Arians, Brady v. Leftwich, Brady v. Bowles, whatever is going on behind the scenes with the Bucs for the last calendar year, it has not been good between the coaching staff and what we see on Sundays. And I kind of feel like this is just another part of it. Brady doesn't trust his coaches, I don't think. And I don't know if he should. Now, there should be the right flow chart here where you have to have the coaches involved to a certain degree, I would think. But it feels to me like Brady sees a team skidding off of the runway, and he has not been great this year, by the way, so I'm not giving him total leash, but he's probably seeing a team skid off the runway, went to Tampa for more control, elbowed Bruce Arians out for even more control, and here is the product of it. I run the meetings, I install the offense, and I'll let you know when you need to know, right? Whereas, what'd you make of Brady's response to that reporter's question yesterday?
It kind of screamed to me, Brady's had it. He's had it with this whole song and dance all year, and I think it was so obvious that, like you said, he knew he was had, so he flips it on this reporter, what's the question, what's this, and then just shoots it down as ridiculousness and probably goes and calls Silver afterwards, and it's like, what are you doing, dude? But, yeah, that didn't sound like an honest, hey, laugh this off. Come on, you guys know this isn't true. That sounded like a defiance of, I know this makes me look really bad, and I can't believe this got out.
Yeah, that was the reaction more, that I'm going to just dismiss it and bury it because I know that this makes me look bad, instead of kind of a more honest, like, no, that's not true.